What if you are perfectly designed to live the life your soul intended, your most inspired life? This video is for you if you've questioned how you're wired, how you're made, and are constantly trying to fix your flaws in a world that values uniformity. That value has gone down slightly in recent years with entrepreneurship on the rise and becoming more popular, and also with Neptune and Pisces, which we get for just a few more months, that has really popularized people expanding into their spirituality so that they can know themselves better and create from that. And that's something that I am a part of. I've been in that field for a long time now. And so your unique wiring is like soul DNA. That's what it is. And you come in with that blueprint, and then you begin to conform. You notice that you have to stand with this group of people to be accepted, and you have to behave this way to be accepted. And before you know it, you've lost your dream somewhere along the way. So my intentions for this video is for you if you are a highly creative visionary and you don't exactly function like you see other people functioning, and so then you're hard on yourself about that. Um, what if how you are wired is exactly how you are supposed to be wired and you don't have to be fixed? Now, I'm not talking about imposed limitations that come from chemical imbalance. Sometimes those things do have to be addressed in the body before you can move into this energetic space. That is very important to note. And sometimes there are pharmaceuticals. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying sometimes you need something that helps you feel more balanced and connected to yourself. So if there's like major disconnection, that's a place where you might want to go to balance and then come back to this video and what I'm about to say. If you have fallen into this, if there's for you, if this is familiar to you, that there's a mental pit of despair you go into, and that you tend to circle back, cycle into that. Oh my God, there's this thing that's wrong with me. I can't focus like other people. I don't behave like other people. I'm too myself for other people. I have all these great ideas, and there's no one thing or one career path or one expression that suits that. I'm speaking to you right now. Um, this wiring is so you could be someone who is here to download and jumpstart many inspirations. You may have this connection to universal information where you are channeling all of this really inspired information, and it may not exactly be your job to implement everything. Now, again, this is not a video. There are so many places where you can categorize yourself with astrology, with human design. There's so many places where you can say, well, I'm this, and then that gives you permission to be that. What if there are no labels right now, and we are working purely from a space of soul frequency and soul information? So what if you have information that's coming from you that you are channeling into your life, and you're looking out and you don't see an exact like pathway or form for that? I want you to really know that part of your path is self-trust with your intuition. Part of your path is the recognition. This can be very quiet. The recognition of all that you bring. I want you to think about conversations that you have, the value you have within friendships. I want to think about the value you have in your workplace, wherever that is, or maybe you're an entrepreneur. Um, Maybe you're a creative. And So in the creative realm, someone who identifies as a creative will not be as daunted sometimes as if you haven't identified yourself that way. Because in the creative realm, there's always a new book to write. There's always a new idea. There's a new film idea. There's a new pathway. And you understand that some of those pathways may not be have been walked on by somebody in a prior whatever. So it hasn't been done before, and you're like, well, I've got this great idea. Um, so if you already identify as a creative, this will make more sense to you. What I'm talking about here is if you are someone who, whether you identify as creative or not, have felt like your hands are kind of tied by this society and by social expectations, we're moving. This is a time when you are going to have more and more power to come into your own in a very unique way. And you're going to find that information is coming to you, almost like through your pores, that is going to help you um, move forward more confidently. And the bridge to that is really trusting yourself. Stop comparing yourself to outside norms, to outside forms, to outside I mean, if I see another, here's my 5 point system and formula. I mean, you don't really need that if you're watching this. If this video has found you, you are most likely a visionary who has visions that the world has not yet seen. So it's your job to bring that forward and to not look for the validation from somebody who hasn't done it. So this confidence is going to begin to come into you. And you may say, yes, Tamara, but I'm not that creative. Well, yes, you are. I want you to look at all that you have created. A lot of what we create is on a frequency level. We create harmony, we create joy, we create compassion, we prompt healing in others, we instill new ideas, we give the frequency of freedom. We give the frequency of solidifying something. Something in your world is a manifestation of what I'm talking about. And hopefully, in listening to this, you will begin to validate yourself and understand that there may be a bigger dream. So when we validate all of the ways in which we've already created, and you look around your world and say, wow, I did that. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I chose that. What happens is there is then permission for you to have the bigger dream and to keep stretching into the new vision. Specifically with wiring, I just wanted to share, I know for me that the way that I'm wired is I'm an idea person and I have many more ideas than I'm able to implement or have the skills for. And I often jot them down, I keep them somewhere. Um, for many years, I was trying to be one thing. I was like, oh, that's what the world says is you have to be one thing. Like I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a writer. And the truth is, I'm a writer. I'm now a filmmaker. I am, I've been on stage. I've had a radio show. I've done voiceover. Um, and I cook a pretty good brownie. But anyway, you want to look at either someone who models being able to create in all directions. For me, that's what I had to do. I had to, find somebody, and I did this years ago, that gave me permission to be, kind of out of the box. And like, I'm this, but I'm also this, and then I'm also this. And I remember somebody saying to me once years ago, God, you're doing this? That's incredible. And I was like, no, I'm just following what I'm interested in creating. And so if you are like this and you have some kind of pressure, there are a lot of pressure systems in our society and in our social circles to just don't be unexpected. Just do what I expect you to do. What you doing there? You're changing it up. What's going on? You want to challenge that with your own uniqueness. And the one of the things that's happened for me is the minute I see people copying things that I do, I just get excited about doing something new. So I want you to just be aware that this is a highly dynamic ability that you have too, if you're still watching. And this is for you to open up more to the information and the knowledge that is seeping through your DNA, your spiritual DNA in your cells, and guiding you to trust yourself. Yes, you make furniture very differently than somebody else does or a factory does, and this is possibly a wonderful creative path for you. Or you write poetry or songs in a way that is different. Whatever you do that's really unique to you, this is a wonderful time because with Pluto and Aquarius, and with all of these outer planets moving into masculine signs instead of the feminine signs, there's this impulse to act, and it's a faster moving energy. And Pluto in Aquarius is power gets distributed to everyone. And so what I mean by everyone is you and me, the people, not those at the top of a hierarchy. This is a wonderful time you can seek out mentors who support that form of creativity. That's what I have done. It's worked really well for me. And whenever you get stuck, seek out a mentor and mostly just see yourself differently. I wish you could see yourself through my eyes and just know that I see genius before me and I see someone with a vision that is still unfolding in your life. So if you have judged yourself in any of these ways, I invite you to see yourself differently. I'm in the middle of doing a Heart's Desire challenge on Facebook. I'll put the link below. We're in there, but you're always welcome to join. And I just want to remind you that the real desires that you have they're coming from this higher vibrational space that doesn't have shoulds, wouldn'ts, can'ts, and don'ts involved. And so it's really frequency based. So the more you can look at your vision or just tap into the frequency of your vision and put the mental stuff aside that wants to crowd in and suffocate it and let it breathe. And then see what happens. See what happens with your vision when you let it breathe and let you breathe and let yourself be wired in the rare, unique, and amazing way that is uniquely designed for your blueprint, your dream, your vision, everything that you want to be.